Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of the English to Takeaway podcast. I am Richard, also known as the Grammar Goat on social media. I'm a content creator and I'm an English teacher. And I'm delighted to introduce my amazing co host, Jordan.
Thank you very much. I am also a content creator, and you may know me on social media through English Lingo or English Lingo with Jordan. I am also an English teacher as well. We are creeping up to the 20th one. The
Yeah.
ultimate one percenter. We're creeping there.
Yeah, I was talking about this last night actually with a friend that I met up with, and I was telling him that we're nearly there to that magic number 20 that
Yeah.
we were talking about. It won't well next week we'll be there, won't we? So yeah, really proud of that, hey?
Absolutely, yeah. I can't wait to get to that one, and then hopefully it picks up from there, of course. And it's nice. It's a nice feeling to stick at it, right? To be able to push through and not be too impatient with it all. And I think that's the key to it, is to stick at it and be sort of consistent and continuous with it all.
Yeah, and having fun with it as well. I mean, I wouldn't have woken up at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday morning to record the podcast if I didn't enjoy it. So absolutely, I hopefully people that are listening can get that we really enjoy doing it as well. And
Yeah.
um, the format as well. Let me just quickly mention the format. It's basically a chit chat
Mm.
about anything that comes into our brains. Then there's a news story that we talk about, something that's caught our eye in the news this week. And then finally, at the end, the English to take away part, where we'll give you 10 words or expressions that we've both mentioned during the podcast, and we'll teach you them. So hopefully, you'll learn some new English as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're in a different location this week. This is not the usual background that I am used to seeing.
Yeah, exactly. The boring white wall is gone, and the slightly stained white wall is gone, and it's been replaced by a hotel room because
Oh,
I'm in a hotel just outside London.
oh,
But
cool.
annoyingly, there's no water to drink. You'd think, wouldn't you, in a hotel room, that's sort of a staple
Yeah.
feature of a hotel room is not necessarily a mini bar, but just like a bottle of water to drink. I can't find any water anywhere,
U-
so
Usually,
I'm really
yeah,
thirsty.
usually you get like a complimentary bottle of water or something like that. Or actually, I don't know if this is very common, but when I stayed, I should have taken a picture of it. I should have mentioned it. But when I stayed at a hotel in Manila, the last time I went to Manila, the hotel that we stayed at, they had like a water cooler on every floor. So you would go out and you had a jug and you filled up your water jug from the cooler. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Is that a thing in only Asia, or does it happen in UK hotels? I haven't really stayed in hotels in England, I must admit, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I've also had that in lots of hotels, the water
Yeah.
jug and the dispenser. Yeah, this is a Premier Inn. Other hotels are available, but
Right.
Premier Inns are they're everywhere all over the UK.
Yeah.
But you get a big range, I think, of Premier Inn. So some are really really nice,
Yeah.
brand new, um, and some are a little bit more. I don't know what you say, got more character to them, shall we say? They're a bit more warm.
A
Um,
little bit more run down.
yeah, yeah. So this one I think falls into that category quite significantly, to be honest. So, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that explains my my new background, Jordan.
Fair enough. I did wonder. I thought maybe you might be staying in the Dorchester. So
Savoy,
yeah,
Savoy.
the Savoy in middle of London.
Oh, that I would love to stay in the Savoy. I don't know about you. That would be my one of my
Yeah,
things on my bucket list actually to stay in the Savoy. That would be awesome.
I
And
I've walked past it a few times and I always admire it. Like you just walk past and you look at it and you think, yeah, wow, okay, nice.
one day.
Yeah, I can't remember. My dad stayed, or I think it was for somebody's birthday. He went up to London and stayed at one of the top hotels, and they did the afternoon tea kind of sort of set plan that they had or something like that. But I can't remember which one it was now that they went to. It was one of one of the top ones, and he said it was nice. He said it was really 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 good. Different level to anything else, but it cost an arm and a leg, right? Like it was, it's lovely, but it's extremely expensive. So
This is quite an interesting phenomenon to talk about. The quintessentially English cream tea, isn't it?
yeah,
Should we talk about this very briefly?
go
Because I don't
ahead.
know if
Yeah,
people listening might know what it is or might not know what it is. So the cream tea is quintessentially British, isn't it? So it's
yeah,
scones.
yes.
Which are you a scone or scone? What do you say?
Oh, this is one thing that I really am adamant that it's a scone. It's a scone, not a scone.
Good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Maybe it's the part of the country that we're both from, because we're both from the
Yeah,
south, aren't we?
that's right.
But I'm with you on that. But yeah, so it's a scone, which I'm not a fan of scones, I must say. I'm not a fan of cream teas in particularly, but
Yeah,
some people rave about them. They love them, don't they? It's
yes.
a scone, which is a very heavy cake, isn't it? Very
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah. It's quite. Yeah, you're right. It's very dense, isn't it? It's a very heavy. Um, yeah, it's a heavy food, and then you top it off usually with clotted cream and jam. I believe usually strawberry jam is the one that most people use. So yes, that is the quintessential. Um, one of them anyway. Part of the afternoon teas, the cream teas. Um,
And butter as well, right? So don't you put butter on it as well?
butter. Oh, you're right. Yeah, butter. Crikey, butter,
I think it is.
cream,
Yeah.
and jam.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly that.
Yeah, yeah. I think your arteries are clogged up after that one.
I think they are most definitely actually, especially with the jam as well on the top. Very sweet, but
Yeah.
you eat it with a cup of tea,
Mm,
tea with milk, obviously, probably with more sugar in the tea as well,
yeah.
and
Some
yeah, and that go
sometimes
on.
sandwiches as well, right? They do
Yeah,
sometimes have sandwiches and the scones, and I'm not sure. Are there any other cakes that are really, I would say, notorious within the cream tea or the afternoon tea experience? I don't really know.
I'm not sure. We need to go to the Savoy and find out, don't we? Next time we're
Oh,
both in London.
yes.
So that would be cool, actually. Film the podcast from the Savoy.
Yes, while having cream tea, yes.
Yeah, and then get taken to A&E with suspected heart attacks. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really interesting thing because I think people believe that a lot of British people grow up with afternoon tea, but we don't. Not at all. It's yeah,
No.
it's one of those things that I think is very geared towards tourists. They
Yeah.
really suck in the tourists for afternoon tea because I think us British people we don't really partake in it anymore. It's not really something that we do. So yeah, it's a definite old tradition, but an interesting one. It's an interesting one indeed.
Yeah, definitely. Special occasions, isn't it,
Yeah,
as well? People go for a cream tea.
absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, nice. How do we start talking about cream teas now? I've forgotten.
I don't know. Because we're talking about awesome hotels and my dad going up to London. That was the reason why.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. So yeah, so anyway, I'm in a hotel, and I was recently in another hotel because I was in Brazil, of course,
Yes.
and yeah, I was going to say that I think British people and eating scones with butter and jam and cream is sort of so far removed from most of the Brazilian people that I saw, who are in such good shape, Jordan. You wouldn't believe
Yeah.
their incredible lifestyle that I saw in Rio in terms of
Yeah.
outdoor fitness and health, and it was fantastic experience actually.
I think when you when you look at some places and you experience them and you get the feel for the atmosphere and everything around there, you can really understand like okay now I know why that is that and yeah I would imagine that the lifestyle in Brazil is definitely a lot healthier than other countries.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Everything's outdoors, lots of outdoor exercise, as you can imagine,
That's
with
awesome.
beautiful beaches and yeah, they play this game. Oh, I've forgotten the name of it now. It's like volleyball on the beach,
Yeah.
but with your feet with your feet. So
Ah,
it's like football volleyball.
right.
So it looks so difficult. It looks impossible,
Yeah,
but somehow they play it, and
that's
it's
awesome.
amazing. So they use their heads, their shoulders, their feet, like
Fantastic.
volleyball. That was really cool to watch, and beach volleyball as well
Yeah,
was really cool to watch as well.
yeah.
Yeah, so many very fit, attractive people in Brazil, Jordan. You wouldn't believe. Amazing.
Did did you do everything that you wanted to do in Brazil? Like, did you go to the places that you had already kind of planned to go to, and were they as good as you expected, or did they exceed your expectations? Like, what was your impression of it?
Yeah, I think definitely exceeded my expectations. Yeah, we did all of the touristy things that you do. So we went up Sugarloaf Mountain
Mm.
in a cable car, and we went to Christ the Redeemer. We walked around some famous districts, and we saw the famous steps as
Oh
well.
yeah,
The really colourful steps. Yeah, it exceeded expectations. Actually, it was such an amazing place. You got the city, the rainforest, and then the amazing beaches as well.
nice.
And I mean, I know living in the Philippines, you must be used to seeing spectacular beaches, but I'm not. So for me, it was incredible to see the beaches as well. Just beautiful beaches.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's the that's the yeah that's the kind of amazement. Like you're when you see something that is far different from what we have in England. Like, you know, I grew up with with pebble beaches in Eastbourne, and I come out here to the Philippines and see, white sand beaches and crystal clear water, you're like, wow, okay, this is so much better than what we have in the UK. So,
Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than a pebble beach, is there? Trying to get in the water, it's like walking on glass, isn't it? Basically, with my English feet as well, that never touch dry land. They've always got a sock on them. You start stepping on the pebbles. It is like walking on broken glass. You look ridiculous, don't
yeah,
you? Trying to
yeah,
trying to get into the water. I do anyway.
it's
So yeah, having that sandy beach is beautiful.
oh yeah, yeah. I can imagine it is. And was it was it busy with tourists? Like while you were there, like did you see a lot of tourists, or was it not the time for tourists?
It was yeah, it was busy with tourists, but where we stayed, slightly outside of like Copacabana and all of that, we stayed outside of that. So it was very Brazilian. There were lots of
Oh, cool,
Brazilian tourists there, I think. And
nice,
yeah, so we didn't, in our hotel, like I didn't see any other English people. I didn't hear English spoken, just Spanish and Portuguese. So that was nice as well,
right?
actually.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Oh,
so
interesting.
yeah, it was really good. The only thing I didn't enjoy, Jordan, was the customary sort of wind ups and jokes that my kids play on me whenever
Right.
we go away together,
Okay.
um, at hotel meal times, particularly breakfasts.
Yes.
So what my kids enjoy doing is really winding me up, and we can have to wind someone up at the end in the English to take away, because
Absolutely.
it's a cool expression, isn't it? But
Yes.
they always wind me up by playing tricks on me, at the table.
Yeah.
So stuff like, one morning they know how much I love coffee.
Yeah.
They put a load of salt in my coffee,
Oh.
and I couldn't.
Oh.
But I couldn't work out what was wrong. I was like, what is wrong with this coffee? And I drank half of it, and it was disgusting. I was like, guys, can you taste this coffee for me? And so my son tasted it. No, it's fine, Dad. My daughter tasted it. No, it's fine. And so I carried on drinking it, thinking that the milk was off, or the
Yeah.
so that was annoying. And then the other thing they always do is, if there's something on their plate that they don't like, it's hurled onto my plate, because they know that it winds me up, and I hate it. Because then I look like the idiot, because I've left loads of stuff on my plate and the waiter comes to take it,
Yeah.
and I look like the wasteful, ungrateful one. Plus, the stuff that lands on my plate, it just ruins
Yeah.
what I'm eating, and they know that. So yeah, I had to deal with a lot of that as
Yeah.
well.
You,
Um,
you you need to take your own pop-up table for yourself and just like
yeah,
keep that's your table. No, nobody else can come near you.
yeah, exactly. And I wanted to say, what I don't want the whole pod to be about Brazil, right?
Oh, no
But I just
problem.
wanted to say one more thing about Brazil, was that for breakfast they had these cheese balls,
I
which
saw
were
your picture. I was going to
incredible.
ask about them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were so good, and with bacon. So
Wow.
the streaky bacon and
Yeah.
these cheese balls, like puffs with cheese in the middle. They were amazing. I would love to try and get them in the UK. I don't know where I
Wow.
can get them, but they were so good.
Awesome. And am I right in saying that in Brazil they like to eat a lot of meat? Like a lot of, there are quite a lot of meat products and dishes with a lot of meat on them. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Lots of meat, lots of fish and seafood, of course, in Rio,
Ah,
which was amazing. And yeah, it was just very nice, very fresh, delicious food.
fantastic.
Loved it.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, the cheese balls were great. Um,
Look, yeah,
Jordan, what
sounds
about
great.
what about you, Jordan? What have you been up to over the last couple of weeks?
Not a great deal really. Just gearing up, getting ourselves ready to go to Bangkok. So basically, just looking up places we want to go, trying to figure out like the best place for us to stay. We booked the hotel this morning, actually. So we're staying pretty much in the center, and I think it's quite a good district because we can walk to a certain few places, and I don't think it's too far away from a lot of the cool sort of touristy places that you want to go.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're just really sort of researching and trying to plan out what we want to do. So that's taking up most of the time at the moment. There seems to be a lot to do, and I keep coming up and seeing things on TikTok and things like that. Especially, I don't know what's happened to me, but I've turned into like a foodie at the moment. I'm like going to my wife, look at this food, look at this food. Like, I'm really excited about like the food places to go. So
Now, are you, Jordan? Are you going to be like the classic dad on this holiday? Are you going to be the one sort of striding forwards in at the front,
yeah,
like with your umbrella in the air? Follow me, charging to different places, and with a very very strict itinerary, or are you going to be like quite chilled and relaxed and just go with the flow? Which one are you going to be?
I think I will probably be a bit of both because I think for me, my my itinerary, my schedule, I'm still gonna do a few lessons. So I've made it clear that I'm going to do a lesson at like I think it's like 3 o'clock in Thailand. So every day I'm going to be teaching around 3 o'clock, which is no problem because that's basically the peak of the temperature. It's incredibly hot, so the idea is to wake up early, go out early, come back, have a rest in the afternoon. I can teach, and then we can go out in the evening and stuff. There are a few places that I want to hit and I want to go to, but I'm also keen on walking around. I really, really enjoy exploring stuff and looking around and seeing what's about. The only problem is my daughter is a little bit lazy and she doesn't like walking a lot. So we have to we have to use some kind of incentive along the way. so so
Good idea.
hopefully we can do a bit of walking, have an incentive for her, and then we can do some more as well. So
Yeah, cool. What's the temperature going to be like in Bangkok when you're there?
36 degrees.
Oof,
Yeah.
oof.
Uh, Basically the same as here. So we're not really going into anything different. It's going to be pretty much the same.
Mm.
But yeah, it's going to be quite hot. But yeah, looking forward to it. So I'm enjoying researching about it as well, and yeah, I'm quite intrigued by some of the new places, the cool places that they've got. So yeah, should be good. Should be really really good indeed. Awesome.
By the way, I'm not being rude. I'm writing our English into my phone today because
Okay.
I also realised, along with coming to this hotel for a couple of days, I forgot a few essential items. One of them was a bit of paper. There's no water. There's no paper. And I also forgot a phone charger and toothpaste, two extremely important things. That luckily I realised this before I got to the hotel, so
Right.
I managed to divert the taxi
Yeah.
and go to a supermarket. But yes, I'm just writing the English into my phone. I am listening to you,
No
Jordan. I
problem.
promise.
No problem. Uh,
What was the food, mate, that you're really interested in eating then? You said you've become a bit of a foodie. Is there anything in particular like that you really, really want to try that you can tell me
there
about?
I think again, like there's a lot of the Thai food, like the pad Thai, the green curries, things like that. I'm really looking forward to trying those. There was this one that I saw on social media, that it's a sandwich, kind of like kiosk, and it looked awesome. It looked really, really, really cool, and I just thought that it'll be interesting to try something similar to the pizza that I saw on social media that was in Manila, of course. So, yeah, most of the time I want to eat like the local food. There's a sticky rice shop that is supposed to be incredibly good. One of my students went there and said it was fantastic. So we're going to try the sticky rice as well and see what the difference is, because we make sticky rice in the Philippines too. It's another sort of snack that they have here, so it'd be interesting to see the differences actually. But yeah, should be good. I'm keen to try different things, and I might even try scorpion. I don't know.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. This
Yeah,
is a scorpion that has been barbecued, or
I
how is it prepared?
I believe so. I believe it's definitely. But I yes, it's not alive. It's not raw.
Good, good. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Good start.
Um,
Char grilled. Do they have it? Is it seasoned? What do they eat it with?
no, they just it's on a stick. It's like street food, and it's kind of like a street food snack. But yeah, I'm usually too chicken to try those type of things, and uh, I just I don't know. I feel like maybe I should push myself to try something interesting and a little bit different.
Well, Jordan, at the end of the day, it makes for good content, doesn't it? You can get a good photo, you with your scorpion on a stick, one of you eating it, and then maybe one of you
Yeah,
being sick in the curb. I don't know,
possibly.
but
If I don't like it, yeah, I might. I do. I do have quite a sensitive stomach sometimes, and I do. If I don't like something, my body tells me, I want to get rid of it.
a delicate constitution,
Yes,
basically.
absolutely. Cool. Have you got a news story that we can have a look at for today?
Yeah, definitely. So I saw a news story that I don't know. I felt sorry for a hapless chap
Right.
in the UK who unfortunately had his car stolen,
Mm,
which does sadly happen to many people. So he had his car stolen, and so he decided to look online for a new car,
yep.
and he found a car that was, well, very similar to the car that was stolen, similar color, similar model, obviously different registration number, different. It's called the VIN number, isn't it? I
Yes.
want to get this right. Yeah, different VIN number. So he went along,
Yep.
viewed the car, had a look at it, and bought it.
Yep.
And then after a few days of driving it, he began to notice things that were similar about the car, things that reminded him of his old car.
Right.
Um, like pine needles in the boot from a Christmas tree, and he remembered storing his Christmas tree in the boot. The locking wheel nut being stored in a Tesco carrier bag, just like his old
Yeah.
locking wheel nut being stored in a Tesco carrier bag. And then, of course, he realised that he had bought back his old car, his stolen car. Um, so I hope there's a happy ending to the story, and I hope that he can get his money back, and essentially he's got his old car back, hasn't he, as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
So let's hope there's a happy ending. But yeah, that was just quite a funny story. that I saw. So my question to you is, can you think of a situation in which you were scammed, shall we say? Can you think of anything?
Scammed, probably. I would say that taxis. Yeah, like I think that the interesting one is that, especially going abroad, sometimes taxis, they often will tell you that they know the place, and yeah, get in, no problem, we can go there, that's fine. And then along the way, like, they don't know where they're going, and they're taking you on a long-winded route. And in the end, you end up paying more than you need to, because they don't know, or they say they don't know where they're going. So yeah, I've had that a couple of times, where they said, "Yeah, no problem, it's fine," and then yeah, you end up paying more than you should. So that's yeah, that's another one for me. I think is taxis, unfortunately.
Right.
But now you've got Uber and Grab. Like over here, we got Grab and things like that. So that doesn't really happen anymore. It's much more, um, yeah, it's much more advanced in the terms of not being so scammed as often as what I think we were before 10 years ago. So yeah, much better nowadays, I think, indeed.
Cool. I'm still laughing to myself about you holding a scorpion on a stick.
Yeah.
I can't get past it. I can't get it out of my head. It's been seared into my brain now. I've got to see that photo. You've
I,
got to
I have to do
to
it.
do this.
Yeah, I have to do
I've
it.
got to do it now. You've said it. You've got to do it. Um,
Yeah, like,
sorry. Anyway, that was my story. Anyway,
perfect.
what about you? What have you seen in the news?
Yeah, so I saw an interesting story about a bus driver in Japan, and what happened was is that he stole uh, someone's fare. Right, there was a customer on board, and he had taken the fare in cash, but instead of putting it into the actual machine and the bus, he put it in his pocket. Uh, the amount equates to about $7, I think it was $7 or £7, something like that. So not a huge amount of money. And he'd been working for the company for 30 years, about 30 years. And the company threw the book at him. Like, really, really decided to go for him and basically fired him and said that he wasn't able to get his pension. So they
Mm.
basically penalized him, they punished him by taking away his pension. So he had worked there for 30 years, and just because of this silly amount of money that he put in his pocket, he lost his whole pension. And it went through the court system and everything. And at this moment, the original punishment of no pension, it has been upheld. So yeah, he still won't receive a penny from his pension, just because of that kind of small, I don't want to say mistake, because if he stole it, he stole it. It's still not good. But yeah, just for a small amount, cost him dearly.
Yeah, that's an incredible story, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess you wonder though if he stole $7 on this occasion, probably he'd been stealing
yeah,
maybe for a long time, little amounts possibly. It probably wasn't a one-off, do you think, in terms of his petty theft?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. They said that it was his first offence. So I don't really know. Do you think the punishment is fitting to his actions, or do you think it's harsh?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably difficult to comment because you'd probably need to know a bit more information about
Yeah,
the true like situation and and context. But for me, that does sound extremely harsh. Particularly, I can understand the company maybe firing him if he's stealing from customers, stealing from the company. But taking away a 30-year pension,
yeah,
that does seem extremely harsh, doesn't it? Considering that length of service,
I know.
do you think that kind of do you think that kind of thing is quite typical? That kind of extreme uh, employer behaviour.
Yes, generally speaking, I think that when it comes to that kind of situation, I think they tend to be more on the side of the company, but usually in Japan, they're on the side of the employee. And it's very interesting because the courts were flip flopping between the two. So it went all the way up to the Supreme Court in Japan, and then the Supreme Court ruled that it was correct that the company punished him like that they did, because the previous court, I can't remember the name of the previous court that they went to, the one under the Supreme Court, actually ruled that the punishment was too harsh. So they said that, it was too harsh on the employee. But then they went back to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court reversed the decision and said, no, it was actually okay and it was not harsh. So even the courts in Japan are not 100% unanimous. So yeah, they kind of veer towards one another depending on the situation. But more often than not, employees are usually very protected in Japan. So yeah, I think it's a little bit harsh, especially after 30 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Agree. Yeah, agree.
if they knocked off like 3 years pension or something like that, I wouldn't be against that. I think, yeah, okay,
Mm.
maybe you lose a lot more than what you should because you stole something, but you still get like 27 years of your pension. I think that's okay. But yeah, it just seems a little bit strange actually that the punishment was so severe. But yeah, it's a crazy story.
That is a crazy story. Yeah, that
Yeah,
is really, really is. Wow.
absolutely.
Okay,
Shall we get into
time
the
for
takeaway part?
yeah. Time for the English to take away.
Awesome.
Okay.
Please
Um,
start.
Yeah, you want me to start? Okay, cool. Okay, the first one that I wrote down in my phone was an idiom that you mentioned. When something is very expensive, I forget what we were talking about. You probably remember. You said it's very expensive. It cost an arm and a leg.
Staying at the big hotels in London.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
yeah,
So yeah, I think this is a great idiom actually. It's one that is, well, you've proved that it is in use. People do say it. I sometimes say it as well. So it's an easy one, I think, to learn and remember, and you can use when something's very, very expensive. It cost an arm and a leg.
absolutely. Yeah. Um, the first one that I had, and maybe we covered this before, but I think it's a good one, to have a chit chat. We talked about like um, the process of the podcast, what we go through, and we said at the beginning we have a chit chat. It just means a casual conversation, talking about everyday things, what you've been doing, small talk essentially. So a chit chat is just basically an informal, casual conversation with somebody.
Great, nice. And I really enjoy our chit chats,
Yes.
Jordan. I really do. Um, the next one that you used, it's it's a phrasal verb. So you were talking about getting ready for your trip to Thailand, your
Okay.
trip to Bangkok,
Yeah.
but you didn't say we're getting ready for our trip. You didn't say we're preparing for our trip. You said we're gearing up
Mm.
for our trip. So to gear up, to prepare or get ready to do something.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Uh, and the next one that I wrote down, which is a great one, when you rave about something. This is a great phrase to use, meaning that you think something is good. You will really say good things about it. So when you rave about it, you are being extremely positive and talking about it to your family or your friends and telling them how good it is. So yeah, rave about something. It just means to be very positive in basically reviewing something. I think so. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
It's a useful word, also an adjective as well, isn't it? You
Yeah,
can say the restaurant received rave
yeah,
reviews, for
yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah,
So a
absolutely.
useful word, hey? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Were you gonna mention to wind someone up?
Yes, I was. I've written it down.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. I won't mention that one. Um, the next one that I'm going to mention is a noun,
Okay.
a foodie. So you
Oh,
said,
yeah, yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've becoming." You said, oh, "I'm becoming more and more interested in the food from different places, and I want to try it." And I'm looking on. You said you were looking on Instagram a lot, didn't you? At different pictures of
Instagram,
food.
TikTok, and yeah,
Yeah,
like social media.
yeah, yeah. So a foodie, if you're a foodie, it means I think that you love food and you're interested in food and you are adventurous, right,
Yes.
with the food you want to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch this space if I eat scorpion or not.
I can't wait. You've got to do it now. There's no back. You can't back out
No, I
now.
know.
That's it
I've
now.
put it out there. I have to do it.
You do. You do. You do.
Of course, the next one is wind someone up. And yeah, I really enjoyed listening to what your kids do to you.
Oh, good. Good.
So yes, wind someone up means to basically annoy them, to generally do it in a playful, fun way sometimes. But essentially, it just means to try and get a reaction out of them, try to get them to maybe be a little bit angry or to react in some kind of way, possibly the coffee, facial expressions, or oh, that's disgusting. Like you're they're looking for your reaction. So to wind someone up is just essentially to annoy them, in a way. So yeah, that was quite an interesting one that your kids do to you.
Yeah, no, I've got lots more stories about that. I can tell in future episodes about
Ah, please,
them winding me up at meal times.
please do.
Honestly, yeah, yeah. Um, the the next one was another. I guess it's an informal
Yep.
way of saying something. Sorry, it's an informal way of saying something. You said there are a few places that I want to, and the meaning is visit, but you didn't say visit. You said in Bangkok there are a few places I want to hit.
Mm,
So you might, taking a literal meaning, you might think to, the verb hit
mm,
as in to strike, to punch. So what does that mean? To hit a place, it just means to visit a place. It's
yeah,
an informal way of saying it, isn't it? So I really liked it when
absolutely.
you said it, and I thought, that's quite useful, I think.
Yeah, just a different expression to use like than to say visit, or go to. So yeah, hit is just a very, a very interesting synonym that we can use for it indeed. The next one, I like this word, and I hadn't heard it for a long time until you mentioned it. Hapless. Um, that you mentioned the hapless man. So essentially, hapless means that he's quite unlucky. He's an unfortunate person. He's maybe down on his luck. Nothing is going right for him. And his story was exactly that, in the sense that his car was stolen. He bought another one, but it turned out to be his original car that was stolen. So yeah, nothing went right for him. He was a very unlucky person.
Yeah, very well explained. Very well explained. And I don't know why, but I used it with the word chap. I never really say chap, but I'm trying to work out why I said chap. Maybe because they collocate together quite nicely.
Yes.
A hapless chap,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, I was going to go back quickly to hit a place,
Mm.
very informal. Like, don't use it in your IELTS writing exam, for
No.
example. Use visit.
Yes.
Don't use hit. And I guess the same with chap. It's very informal way to say a man, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But
Most of these ones are all about speaking, and there's definitely words that you shouldn't use in written English, but you can use them in spoken English, of course. Yeah.
yeah, and we've had lots of kind of informal phrases today, haven't
Yes.
we, actually, which they very much lean towards spoken English. Last one from me then. I've got to I've got to include the scorpion in this. So you said I'm too chicken to try scorpion. I quite like this sentence because you got well, you've got a scorpion and you've got a chicken in the
Yeah.
same sentence. That's kind of cool. So if you're too chicken to do something, it means you're too scared
Yes.
to do something. I'm sure in other languages they probably use
Some.
the similar
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think there's
similar expression, right?
something similar, like an expression. Yeah, maybe an animal or something along those lines. Of course. The last one from me is when we were talking about the bus driver, and you mentioned whether or not it was a one-off, meaning that a one-off is something that is extremely rare, something that doesn't necessarily happen on a regular basis. Maybe it only happens once, or it's happened a couple of times, but very, very infrequently that it happens. So a one off is often, usually, when something only happens once and it doesn't repeat. And in this case, talking about a criminal activity, stealing. Was it a one off or not? Did he only do it the once, or did he repeat his actions? So I thought, yeah, one off was a great one to use in that sense as well, of course.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Shall I quickly recap on everything?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So we had to cost an arm and a leg, have a chit chat, to gear up for something or gear up to do something,
Yeah.
to rave about something,
Hmm.
wind someone up,
Yes.
a foodie,
Yeah.
to hit a place,
Hmm.
hapless or hapless chap,
Yep.
um, to be too chicken to do something, and a one off.
Yes.
There you go. Nice
Fantastic.
list.
Awesome. Very, very good indeed. And if you guys would like to get in touch with us, you can email us about anything, questions, news stories, whatever you would like to ask us about or send us. Please do so. The email address is English to takeaway pod at gmail.com. So, yes, we look forward to receiving any of your emails, of course. Yeah, thank you very much indeed. And the next one is going to be the 20th, of course. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, excited. Yeah, yeah, great.
All
Well,
right.
listen, Jordan, have a great day, all
Will
right,
do,
or
mate.
rest of the day.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye bye.